So today I'd like to talk to you about patience and hope, or, well, patience versus hope. This is not like Godzilla versus King Kong, okay? This is basically where two very similar kind of things sometimes contrast and sometimes support each other, and how you can use this to create better environments, better work environments, better relationships. All right, so let's kind of look at why this is important. Right now, we're still in this whole pandemic thing, and things are not really back to normal. And how many times has the government given us new hope? Oh, we're going to open this up, or the airports will open, or oh, the vaccine is here, or all these different things that they give us, and then later on it changed their mind, or something goes wrong, and then we're thinking, oh my gosh, life is over as we know it. And then you start kind of losing the passion that kind of keeps driving you. See, this is what happens when we have hope and hope alone. Now, let's look a little bit at the science behind this. There is this neurotransmitter called P300, okay? So this is essentially the optimism neurotransmitter, okay? So it's like an optimism drug, right? So you take it, well, actually you don't have to take it. Your brain just kind of makes it up. But anyway, okay, so you've got this P300. If you've got a lot of it, it's like, wow, COVID is awesome. Even though it's kind of, having all these problems, it's made some great things, and life is awesome because, everything is turning out even better, and it will continue to, and it doesn't matter what happens because everything will always work out. Now, if you have a very small amount of P300, it's like, it's the end of the world, so why should we even bother to wake up in the morning? And of course, if you got kind of a medium amount, you're kind of in the middle there. Now, the thing is that not everybody has got tons of P300, because they're always jumping around and things, okay? And sometimes, maybe a lot of people have kind of an average amount, right? So that means that once you have this kind of sense of optimism, that optimism can essentially be broken if it's consistently broken over and over again, which can lead to things like despair and anxiety and all of these other things that companies are worried about in their employees, because it's not fun and it affects your mental health. Okay, now, of course, then you also have patience. Now, see, patience is a very different thing, because patience is deliberate, right? Now, patience is something that where you go when you say, hey, I need to wait until this happens and this happens and this happens. But patience requires effort. Patience is not a drug. Patience is not related to hope. Well, it kind of is, but it is different than hope, because patience is something that you exhibit and execute on your own terms. So you can decide to be patient, or where's my stuff? And be impatient, okay? Now, if you have patience, the way to perpetuate patience is to actively do something to essentially show that you are, your brain basically, that you are testing this over and over again. See, because that kind of sitting around and waiting for things to get better doesn't always work, right? So what we want to do is we want to test it. Is it better yet? Is it better yet? Is it better yet? So the more we test that, the easier it is for us to kind of get the feedback that, it's improved a little, but it's maybe not where we want it to be, or how much it's improved. But see, that's the thing. See, your brain likes to see improvements. And so those little improvements in testing the levels of progression support and perpetuate patience. Why? Because it shows that you are actually making progress. There is some kind of progress. Even if there's a big thing that is hopeful over here and it turns out that it's not happening, you have that consistency and progress. And that consistency and progress now with that patience now translates into a more clearly defined sense of hope, which increases your spirits and your potential to essentially be happier and have better mental health in the process. So, if you're going to create organizations or groups or teams that are happier and coming up with better ideas, it is best to have a deliberate sense of patience where you're constantly taking small actions to see how far you are in relation to the ultimate objective. Now, that ultimate objective could be, hey, let's all just get out so we can go have a party or something. Or it could be just like, I want to go on a vacation to Bali or something, right? But whatever it is, by basically getting yourself that feedback and helping other people around you, whether it's your family, whether it's your team, whether it's your entire organization, to get that little bit of feedback every bit is going to support the consistent, deliberate aspect of patience and therefore nurture hope in the process. This is Arthur Karmazi wishing you great patience, hope, and success.